So again, one of the things that really picked up in 2020 and accelerated through 22, and then we'll talk about sub two next because it's now sub two's time in the sun. From 2020 to 2022, there were these things called wholesalers, right? That just took off. Everybody was a wholesaler. They were finding a dump. They were getting a contract. They were assigning it. And they were making a bunch of money. Those properties never went into an MLS, never saw the light of day. They did go through title, escrow, or legal because you want a clean title.
Right.
So again,
Right.
if your data source is Realtor or Zillow or Redfin, you've missed all of those. And I say this as someone who probably bought a dozen wholesale deals, never saw the light of day. Didn't know it was a sale, wasn't counted as a transaction, but it did happen. Now let's talk about sub two. Sub two is something we have to watch. Sub two is not something I'm comfortable with. Just myself. I know
No.
there's Pace Morby. I know there's lots of people that I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm old. I'm a boomer. Blah, 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 blah. I got it. It's not my thing.
Well, let's see.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's
reserve
see.
judgment, Michael,
But
for
I
a
just
few
don't want
years.
all the freaking hate comments. And I don't need that headache. I already get
I
enough
hear
hate.
you. They can
But
hate me. Okay.
yeah, it's all right. It's fine. So a sub two transaction. I have a house. It's got a 2.8% mortgage. I lose my job. I have no equity because I only put 3% down. Um, I got a job, but it's out of state. Now I can't rent it, doesn't just the whole setup. Somebody comes to you and says, hey, you have an asset, i.e. 2.8% mortgage, right? The note's the asset, not the house in this case. Very
Right.
different than '08. Let's be clear, not '08. But yeah, there's a lot of business about people doing sub two transactions, but then you got to worry about bankruptcies and payments and all this other stuff. So it's definitely not a game that I want to play. But if we saw wholesaling spike 2020 to 2022 transactions not included, you're absolutely right. Sub two, it'll absolutely reduce foreclosures if it works. I'm not my thing, not going there, but it will definitely find people that are late and go, hey, I have a way for you to fix it. But yeah, it'll be
I
interesting to
think it
see.
already has. I
Yeah,
really do
probably.
think it already has.
Yeah.
Because I think people got really crafty during COVID, and it would explain why. I mean, one of the most confusing things to me right now is why we have a 9% delinquency in FHA. It's like with all
Yeah,
these
you were telling me
programs,
that.
how
Yeah,
could
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
be?
Yep.
And then, but I think that some of these, I mean, I've talked to a bunch of them, and I've been kind of blown away how active they've been. And I think they went in and they probably did a lot of saving, because what a lot of people expected is we would see a deed in lieu, or we would
Mm-hmm.
see,
Yeah.
people
Jingle
sell their
mail.
home,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
or
Yep.
well, or just sell their home when they were in
Yeah.
distress, like as a way out of forbearance.
Yep.
And that was never as much as people thought.
No,
And so
less
I
than
wonder,
1%. Yeah, less
right.
than
And so
1%.
I
Yeah.
think that this is how some of that was actually saved. I mean,
Yeah,
but this is,
I
we
agree.
don't know yet. It's still the
Uh,
fog of war. We'll
yeah.
figure it
So
out,
there
Go
is
ahead.
no question. There is no question that sub two, aka creative financing, is removing stress from the system. Now,
Yeah.
does that just delay stress and it blows up down the line? Don't know, but I do think it's fair to say it is delayed stress.